We got the strategies, we got the selections, and we got all these brackets. But the real question is, are any of these brackets going to be perfect? Or are they all just going to get busted? What is up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we will be talking about the March Madness phenomenon itself, talk about my picks for this bracket, talk about if they're going to be perfect, and see what we may actually see in the March Madness to come. So today, this is March 15th, 2017, the day before the first day, actual day of March Madness. We are in this to win this, and I have so many strategies and selections because, of course, I and many others really want to win this. I really want to get a perfect bracket. I know the odds are 1 in 2.4 trillion, but without further ado, let's get in these selections. I'll show you my strategies. I'll show you how I did this, and we're gonna get into this hype, baby. Let's go. So first off, what I did was, before I even touched the brackets, I went on and I looked up, and I just pretty much watched all the major Power 5 tournaments and the other tournaments like the MAAC and the Big East tournaments, as well as the Power 5. The Power 5 tournament, the Power 5 conferences are the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12, the Pac-12, and the Big 10. I watched all those tournaments. I gathered multiple notes from each team. As you see, I have extensive 4 pages of notes from all those teams that face, especially in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. I researched them. I looked them up. I looked how they face against last second, crazy clutch situations, and how they feel during when they're facing some, lower seed teams that aren't as. They don't have as great of records as they themselves do, and I gathered up some info, and which led me to make my second step to creating my brackets. Now, the second step was waiting until the picks were set, which was set on last Sunday. Last Sunday they held the I guess the selection draft, or whatever you want to call it, for all 68 teams that were going to be present in the NCAA tournament. From then on, I divide each region up, or the tournament up into region. The East, the West, the Midwest, and the South regions were all split up into four. So first off, I have the East region, and what I did was I calculated everything based off of odds and statistics, based off of what team was more likely going to win. I did this by pretty much I did this by dividing them each up into matches, and from the 7 brackets that I created, I pretty much calculated the odds of who was gonna win over what, and how big of a chance they were. So the team with the larger chance I gave more points to, and the more points meaning more picks, and in regards to picks, I'm meaning who was gonna win that match. And so if for example, if I said Villanova versus Wisconsin versus Virginia Tech, all right, Wisconsin's the 8th seed and Virginia Tech's the 9th seed. So Wisconsin is probably more likely gonna win the thing based off statistics, based off free throw percentage, based off of 3-point offense, defense, and of course the seedings. So I gave them 3 points, or I gave them 4 points, and I gave Virginia Tech 3 points, which means that on 4 of my brackets, I'm gonna have Wisconsin winning, and on 3 brackets, I'm gonna have Virginia Tech winning. And I did that for all 7. I did that for every single match possible. Which took, of course, hours, but I'm on spring break now, so I'm not really wasting time, but you could say I'm wasting time. I wasted my time, but at the same time, I don't have any schoolwork right now since I did it all before. So this is basically what I'm spending my majority of my spring break on right now, since I'm not on vacation. But so yeah, I did that for all the possible selections. It took me about 6 to 8 hours total to make all this happen. And I know that a lot of this is based off of luck, which is, which is most of the. If creating these brackets were mainly based off of skill, somebody already would have had a perfect bracket. But since the odds are 1 in 2.4 trillion of getting a perfect bracket, it's like winning 3 lotteries in a row. I mean, it's extremely hard to obtain a perfect bracket, and this was the best solution I could find in order to, up my chances of creating this perfect bracket. So to specify, I'll show you guys what I actually did on this thing. So on these are originally the first 5 I put out. I added my 2 later in my selection process because I just wanted to strengthen my chances of getting this perfect bracket. But you see here, I gave with this match Florida versus ETCU, Eastern Tennessee State University, I believe that's their name. I gave Florida 4 marks and gave Eastern ETCU 1 mark, just because of the fact that Florida has that big differential of points, and they have way more experience and way more competition with their conference, since they are in the SEC conference, which has multiple amazing teams like Kentucky, Florida themselves. I mean, that conference is really competitive. And so I wanted to give them 4 marks and give ETCU 1, just in case if there was an instance where they were going to get upsetted, just so I automatically don't start out with an imperfect bracket on all ends. That's pretty much how I did for almost all the teams. A lot of teams I feel confident with, like Villanova. I gave them all 5 marks. I don't have them being upset by the 16 seed. Later on, I do have them being taken out in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, which is what I'll show you in these brackets. But other teams, like there's some teams that I have with the upset. I know I have Rhode Island, who was an 11 seed, having more marks on their end than Creighton, who's a 6 seed. Mainly because I know that Rhode Island was ranked at one point in time, and they did have big wins. I believe they almost won against Villanova, who is the 1 seed overall. Villanova actually does not is not in one of the Power 5 conferences. They are in the Big East Conference, which is a little less, or it's a bit less competitive. The second best team is Butler, who is a 4 seed in this tournament. So I didn't have them in. I mean, I have them going far in a lot of brackets, but I don't have them winning the championship in a lot of them, and I don't have them going to the I have them going to the championship in about less than half of my brackets, just because of the fact that they do have high scoring players like Josh Hart, who will score lots of points and are great contributors to the team itself, and that's why they're so renowned, and that's why they're so great. Is basically because, I mean, that's why they're number 1, is because of the fact that they have amazing teammates. Enough of the ranting. I'll show you one of my I'm most confident in this bracket right here. I'll give you guys a nice photo of this and show you guys break down each region one by one. So first off is the East region. In the East region, we have Villanova going all the way to the Final Four, as you see. We have Virginia making it to the Sweet 16, getting beat by Villanova. We have the upset, the ETSU beating Florida. We have SMU going all the way to Sweet 16. We have Duke actually going to the Elite 8. This is the one where I put Duke far. Duke hasn't been having a great season. That's why in other brackets I put them getting beat by SMU or Baylor. I even have one where they get beat by Marquette in the round 2 of the NCAA tournament. So yeah, that's about all for the East. For the West, I have Gonzaga getting beat by Vanderbilt, just because I don't believe Gonzaga will go far. I think they've been pampered with their extremely easy conference with the absence of very many competitive teams. Princeton, we have Princeton upsetting. We have West Virginia going all the way to the Elite 8, getting beat by Arizona. Florida State, we see Florida State going to the Sweet 16, and Xavier also upsetting Maryland. For the South, I have, in terms of upsets, I don't have many upsets actually. which was going to change. Other than Wichita State beating Dayton, I don't have many upsets in the South. I'm very confident with the higher end seeds like Kentucky, UCLA, and UNC. UCLA, I have them going all the way to the Final Four and even winning the championship in this one, just because I'm very confident with their skills. I believe they could have won the Pac-12 tournament if everything went right for them, but Arizona just pulled away because they are an amazing team as well. Finally, for the Midwest region, I have Kansas going all the way to the Final Four. Big upsets on here. We have Rhode Island beating Creighton. I have Michigan State beating Miami, so not much of an upset there. I have Michigan actually going to the Elite Eight, which is my biggest upset on here, by getting beat by Kansas. I believe Michigan has a lot of momentum since they won the Big Ten tournament. Finally, in terms of the Final Four in the championship, UCLA beats Kansas in this one. Villanova beats Arizona. I have that the other way around in one of the other brackets that I have. And then finally, I have UCLA winning against Villanova 79-74 in a close game in the national championship. So that's just one of my brackets that I have for you guys to show for you guys. I created 6 others plus some other ones I had on my Capital One thing that I did for my school. So yeah, I'm really into this thing. I love March Madness. This is probably one of my favorite sporting events of the year, besides the NBA Finals and the Olympics, of course, and the FIFA World Cup. That's also an amazing one. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, of course, make sure to smash, quadruple smash that like button. More March Madness updates will be coming. Of course, there will be shorter videos because this was just an introduction to this. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy this little series I have. I'm going to be putting this on the vlog as well. I'll be putting my March Madness reactions on the vlog and see, if we get our brackets busted or not. But comment down below who you guys have winning it all in Phoenix, Arizona in the national championship. I would love to hear who you guys have. Also, before I officially end this video, I want to say that we are very close to 100 subscribers. As of tonight, we have 97 subscribers, 3 subscribers away from the big one, honey. So, with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video coming out soon. Peace out!